Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Remember this next time you're giving me a hard time.
You get one free pass where I won't give you a hard time when everyone else does.
Great.
Thank you for putting the accurate game Riku that I'm going to be talking about, so thank you.
I totally did that on purpose.
Welcome back to March Mayhem. Today, we see Riku taking on Geralt.
Thank you.
This is going to be a tough fight. I didn't even think about that. I'm going to move my mouth straight off the thing there. Who is our highest seed?
Riku is.
Alex, coin or app?
Dealer's choice, but I'll choose tails regardless.
Oh.
We're going to the app.
Oh.
Do we want to tell them who will be defending Geralt's honor?
Yeah.
Sure. Who's defending Geralt of Rivea?
That would be me. He was my wild card, I think.
Yes.
I believe so.
If he wasn't, this is awkward because I did a lot of research on him.
Mostly head.
This was all heads so far.
Still. Just
You wanna- you
So
wanna
I will
talk
go
about-
first. So that way, if you choose, you want to do a little research because I did research during that last argument. So I will gladly take the first and go. So if those of you who need to take notes are ready,
We're ready, bitch.
let me tell you about Riku from Kingdom Hearts 3. Riku is an interesting individual. He started off at the first game of the series at age 15 and being possessed by the heartless of the main antagonist who goes by the name of Ansem. So as a teenager, he was fully corrupt by the darkness and the dark being. And then eventually, through time and friendship and the power of friendship, because that's Kingdom Hearts, baby, he becomes a full good guy again, but he's never forgotten the darkness. And that's an important piece. Riku, as of Kingdom Hearts 3, is now 17 years old. He is very mature. He had to mature because, well, your entire island was destroyed, your family and friends gone. Like, it makes a difference. I know, I love the Tom Nook. There's a reason I sent it. But staying on track, Riku himself is considered a Keyblade master. This is an individual who has taken a hard test that's meant to challenge everything about you and your ability to wield a Keyblade and literally show that you can do it on the same level as Master Yen Sid, which is the magician from the Fantasia segment with Mickey. King Mickey himself is a Keyblade master. Sora, the main character of the game, fails his master's exam, but Riku passes without a problem. He is a severely well-hardened and learned warrior. He is, as I said before, has the power and mastery over both light and darkness. And that's the key piece. He's never forgotten the darkness. So while he's a warrior of light, specifically he is one of the guardians of light, he still can tap into the dark magic that the enemies and the evil people use and use it for good. He is more mature, but he still will joke around with people. He's not very, but he's tall and muscular. We're talking, he's on the closer to the 6 foot range. He's best friends with King Mickey. Mickey Mouse, a Keyblade wielder that has a golden Keyblade, who is one of the canonically best Keyblade wielders in the franchise, he's best friends with. He's also friends with Sora and Kairi, but that's minor things. His Keyblade of choice, after his Way of Dawn broke, he created a new one called the Braveheart. And it looks like, if anyone's familiar with like Final Fantasy blades and things like that, it's based off of the Fenrir blade. So it's a big, like, heavy gray thing. But don't let that fool you. It's still fast. In game, it gives him a +5 in strength and a +5 in magic. So it doesn't negatively impact his abilities. As far as magic within Kingdom Hearts is concerned, Riku has been shown to use fire magic, ice magic, electric magic, reflect magic, which puts up a barrier and reflects back things. He's used arrow as a kind of wind magic to defend himself, but he's also used darkness barrier, dark orb, and he's also used the cure ability, which has healed up individuals from 1 health all the way back up to full when fully upgraded. So he does have fairly well-balanced magic. But I would say definitely in this tournament, the fact that, he is younger, but he's not a kid. He's 17. He's mature. He is a well-rounded fighter. He has been to the realm of darkness and death in Kingdom Hearts canonically. He is a warrior of light, but he uses both lightness and darkness. I'm just saying, I think he is the best warrior and has the best chance to make it all the way to the end and into the finals of this tournament. And I yield the last 20 seconds of my time.
Ryan, before you begin, I lend you Geralt's silver sword.
Thank you, sir. I
Glorious.
can't actually take it, but I appreciate the gesture.
I should have brought my Keyblade, damn it.
That's why he's going to lose. I have a sword.
Around me.
Yeah, I feel like Tango, Geralt gets a bonus point there since Jordan has the sword.
All right. So, my character is Geralt of Rivea, the White Wolf. He is a witcher. His mother was a sorceress that we know. Vizenna is her name. And his father is unknown, but presumably the warrior Corin. He is from the School of the Wolf, and he has a full set of their Grandmaster armor, as well as their Grandmaster ranked blades, the silver and steel, one for magic monsters, and then one for just regular old beasts and shit. Geralt showed an unusual tolerance to the mutagens that witchers are created when they're injected with, that give them all of their special abilities, and so he was further subjected to extra mutations, which gave him a considerably greater strength, speed, endurance, resilience, healing abilities. All of his senses, including his memory, which is completely photographic, are all enhanced. He is incredibly smart. He's able to remember literal textbooks and pages on which monster entries are from his childhood spent training. He's hundreds of years old, spent a lot of time, actually hunting these monsters and different kind of dark entities. The Witchers, his school, are considered some of the best curse breakers to exist in the current world. So no matter the kind of magic or curses or darkness or whatever hurled at them, he's seen something like it before, and he has something in his back pocket that he can use against it. He also has various kinds of magic as well. He can shoot out magic fire that reduces the armor of the people that it hits by 75%, as well as catching them on fire. He can shoot out shockwaves and an aura around him, like a force repulse, that do damage and knock enemies over. He can put up a shield that heals him and does damage reflected back, and also completely takes away any damage that he gets. He can also do a sign to brainwash people to fight for him, or just to stop completely so that he can hit them. And he also has certain traps that block any kind of ranged attack towards him, and also slow any enemy that comes nearby. So Geralt essentially is a master tracker. He can, in game, he's shown to, like, if somebody spills a speck of wine on their clothes, he can follow them, like, around a castle and know exactly where they are because of that specific kind of wine. And his memory is so good that he'll know, like, the year of the wine. And, like, he's basically, anytime he comes in contact with something, he has that information just forever. So he's fought somebody before with one sword for sure, because bro brings 2 swords to every fight. And I think that's a really big factor, because no matter what Riku does, if he can change, transform, what kind of magic he's putting around him, Geralt's got a sword for the occasion. Geralt's got a potion that can heal him fully. He has potions that grant him invulnerability for a few seconds. He has potions that cure him of all toxins in his systems. He has potions that as he gets hit, he generates more defense. So Geralt really, I think, no matter the situation, and all of those things are put on in the pause menu so he can do them in combat as he's attacking. So realistically, no matter what Riku tries to bring at him, he can throw grenades that stop all magic energy. So anything magic that Riku's doing to protect himself, Geralt can just run up with a steel sword and then lop off that. He's 6 foot tall, but he's like 17. He's a fucking kid. This guy is a swordsman who's fought people over centuries. I rest my case. He's also got a horse named Roach.
I actually have a fantastic rebuttal to that. So one thing that's an issue is that Keyblades are inherently magic, but they're not typical magic. And it's important to note, for those of you who are not familiar with Kingdom Hearts, Keyblades have the ability to open any locks, open pathways to complete other worlds and dimensions. They can also open people's hearts. But in particular, one thing that is very interesting is that Kingdom Hearts 2 introduced Port Royal, a world based off of the Pirates of the Caribbean series. And they took inspiration from the first Pirates movie, where, you know, the undead pirates can't be killed because, well, they took the cursed Aztec gold of Cortez. The Keyblade can kill them. The Keyblade, as an inherently magic thing, is not bound by the standard rules of magic. The magic of a Keyblade doesn't get shut off. The other thing is, you know, a Keyblade wielder can summon it instantly to their hand, even if it's knocked out of their hand. It'll always come back as long as they are the rightful owner. Geralt can't pick up Riku's Keyblade and use it. It'll immediately go back to Riku's hand. He can't even use it against him. But the other thing that I have to say is that Riku can't be brainwashed. He was when he was a kid, and he's never forgotten that. It's part of the reason he's kept that darkness, is that he knows what it's like, and he won't ever be fooled again. Several others in the series have fallen, but he has not since that original point. He does not fall simply to tricks of the mind. And I'm just saying, if Riku has the ability to open portals to both the realm of the darkness and to other worlds, can Geralt open realm portals and teleport to other areas? I think not.
I have a great rebuttal to that. First of all, it doesn't matter that the Keyblade's a magic sword. Geralt's realm has plenty of magic swords. His swords, generally speaking, also can have runes in them that have fire damage and stuff like that. So it being a magic sword means nothing if he can't beat Geralt in a hand-to-hand fight with swords, for which Geralt has been trained for, once again, hundreds of years by an elite group of sword fighters. No matter how, like, even if Riku's like 30, 40 years old, that's nothing compared to like 150 years of consistently fighting people with swords. A. B. It doesn't. I'll say as well that as far as the brainwashing thing, even enemies who cannot be brainwashed in game are still stunned by that sign and can get a free hit from Geralt. So even if he can't get brainwashed, there's still something going on in his head that he has to fight off before Otherwise, he is just going to get brainwashed. There's going to be some inner turmoil there, and that's one thing that you can't do around Witcher, because they are trained to capitalize on the smallest, tiniest opening to get their prey. They fight like dragons and ogres. He fights actual like mages who can teleport between worlds. He was in the Wild Hunt and did teleport between realms, and his adopted daughter is considered of the blood of the Elder Ones, and she is also able to teleport between dimensions and through time. So he's no stranger to dimensional doors, to that kind of travel. You're not going to slip him up. He's seen it all, and he knows it all.
My last little rebuttal piece is I would argue, look at the fight against Xemnas in Kingdom Hearts 2 with Riku and Sora tag teaming. Xemnas literally summons millions of fast-moving energy lightning bolt type projectile laser beams, and Riku and Sora together deflect literally all of them without getting hit. And they're moving fast at the speed of light, so we'll put that aside.
I got a couple questions. Alex, what was Riku's sword's name?
It is called Braveheart.
All right.
It's after his Way of the Dawn broke.
So here's a question for
Gibson
Riku as I'm pulling this thing up here.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the Kingdom Hearts games that I've played,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen where the Keyblade is used as a sword. It's always used as a club in combat. Is it the same with Braveheart? I'm trying to pull up a video of it because I haven't seen it. Is it the same with Braveheart, or does he use it as an actual sword?
It's more like a club.
Right.
It's the problem is that Keyblade itself is a problematic term, depending on the particular inspiration. Sometimes it's more blade, sometimes it's more club.
Sometimes it's more key.
Yes, Braveheart is definitely a mix between like key and club. It's like a long
Card.
Is it?
I ask
Yes.
because using anything as a club is going to be slower than using it as a sword, a trained sword.
In Kingdom Hearts terms, I'd argue against it only because they wield it fast like a sword, even though it's more club-like.
Is the Keyblade
Kingdom
ever
Key aside on that one.
is the Keyblade ever shown to cut something? Like, even though it doesn't
Yes.
have like an obvious edge, you'll use
Yes.
magic to cut stuff.
Yes.
And Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
in the games before attacking a monster, Geralt is usually studying everything he can about what he's going up against. Would he be doing the same in this instance?
Does he have krypton?
I think that so Geralt, after he reads everything in the game canon, you the player might not know everything, but in the game canon, after Geralt encounters something, it's committed to his memory. And so I'll say, if he knew that he was going up against, if he had any kind of information, he would end up having a game plan for it. Yes, he would 100%. He would know what signs he was going to be using. He would have some potions on hand. He has he can carry like tons of them on hand at times that like increase his like regeneration or his damage or like give him special abilities and things. So he would 100% be researching and doing everything in his power.
Okay.
Riku's magic regenerates naturally.
All the questions I have.
I figured that might be a follow-up question for someone.
So it's been a while since I played any of the Witcher games. I guess my one angle that I want to try to figure out, what motivates Geralt? What makes him fight the way he fights? What is his motivation?
So, Witchers are literally just hired hands for killing things. They're in the mutations, their like emotions are kind of like gotten out of him. He's very Spock-like, and his job is just to hunt and kill shit. Like he, as far as Witchers go, like he's considered like he doesn't kill things that he's not getting paid to kill. Like so, he's considered one of the quote unquote like nicer ones. But it's not like if he's paid to kill something or if he has a reason to kill something, things getting killed, it doesn't really matter. Like, he's killed like things that take the form of children or like women he's loved. So if you're thinking of some like moral kind of ambiguity he would have, no, he does not care even a little bit.
I would like to interject on this for a second. As someone who has played the Witcher games, Geralt is, I think, considered more heartful than the rest of the Witchers. And he will not, depending on how you play him, of course, but he will generally not kill people that unless he has a specific reason to. He will turn down contracts to kill something just for reasons. That they just want something killed just because.
But I think in the context of this fight, he doesn't have qualms if he does have a reason, and in like if he would have a reason here.
Yeah.
Right.
Rick and Morty. That everyone's golden.
All right. We continue with questions.
Yes.
That was all the questions I had.
I have some questions. I'm unclear on like how both of these characters take damage and what could reasonably kill them. More so on Riku. Like how does what is Riku vulnerable to, and is there anything that's sort of shown killing him or seriously injuring him? Like, what form does that take?
They're both mortal as far as I mean.
But they've got like magic resistance and stuff. So like, can Riku only be damaged by magic stuff, or like what? Like if you're in the game, like what kills him?
Unknown. So realistically, because it's in an action role playing game, like everything can do damage. It's just a range, and
So there's nothing
he's
specific.
a mortal kid. He can get killed by damage.
Yeah, he's a magic user, but he's still mortal.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, like,
I don't think
They're
they're
all
still
the
a dude.
same way, actually.
yeah, they're not like superhumans where they're immortal gods or anything.
Right.
Well,
This
Geralt can be considered just superhuman.
so this is not a fight of immortal gods. This is a fight of
It's Link and Cassandra here.
Yeah, this is mortal
beings
magic.
that can die. Can die.
And I guess a similar question to Geralt, right? It sounds like it's the same thing. Like blades and clubs and like
yeah, like he like fights like bandits and stuff, but he also does like fight dragons and things. The thing with Witchers is they can heal like wounds faster, like something, especially if they take one of their potions. Their potions just like straight up heal their wounds.
And he's got
But there would be poison to most people. It's just like their mutagens make it so that they can like ingest these toxins, and then that makes them heal. So like for instance, like if he got like hit down to 1 health, he could drink a potion immediately and be back up to full health and be invulnerable for a few seconds.
In theory, so could Riku, because in the game you have roughly 6 slots for potions, ethers, elixirs, things like that.
Yeah, it's just Foxtrot hat. Yeah, see if you can leave and come back. Green chair's gone.
Green chair.
And Jordan is now gone.
What the hell's green chair?
That's where you share green.
Oh, screen share.
Yeah, I heard green chair as well.
That sounds like, what the fuck is green chair?
It was the green chair that Jordan had in the background.
Right.
What about green chair?
And I see a recording symbol on him.
Awesome.
I just need. There we go.
Boom.
Your other question?
I have some questions.
Yeah, I guess I just got 1 or 2 more questions. Can you refresh my memory on Riku's speed stats? So he's like light speed.
During the fight, he was moving roughly there, but
That's not like
standard. No, that's not standard. That's using magic and anime
Power of
logic.
friendship.
The speed is magic powered.
In theory, yeah.
Okay. And I have a similar questions. Like we were talking a little bit about it. So like Geralt is just as mortal as anybody else. It's just that he's got a higher defense against other things. He's got these healing potions. He's got like magical defense walls. He can put up kind of like a force field.
So the one sign that he uses, he literally just like casts it, and it's just a shell that goes around him that defends against hits. And until that's broken, he doesn't take any health damage. And when it breaks, it explodes and knocks people back away from it.
All hits.
Okay, so all hits. So even like an opponent trying to like melee through it, it doesn't work. Okay, I mean that's all the questions I have.
I have a question for Alex. So we've established Geralt has armor. Riku appears to be looking, based on this picture, he's wearing a jacket, pants, and a shirt. Does he have any sort of armor protecting him?
No, that's his outfit.
His tactical capris.
Yep.
So if he gets hit by a sword strike that could theoretically lop his head off or his arms off, how would he defend that?
Simply by Disney logic and anime logic. Like the problem is, so there are bladed weapons used in Kingdom Hearts as well as projectiles, guns, magic. And the problem is, despite only having clothes, it doesn't change his defense at all. Like he's still he'll take it, but he won't be like mortally wounded. We see death in Kingdom Hearts, but it's not usually from blades, which is interesting enough.
More about heartbreak.
Yeah, the heart disappears or is removed from the body, and then they
get very sad.
Yes.
Well, they become a heartless and possibly nobody, but that's getting into deep lore that does not help this case at all.
This is like Pokemon death logic. Oh no, he fainted.
Kind of, except
Kingdom Hearts is worse.
Yeah,
a character can die.
Show
A character can die in Kingdom Hearts, but typically speaking, just because a blade could chop off a limb, by standard logic doesn't mean it's going to cut off their limb.
It's not. It's Disney. It's not.
It's Disney logic.
Jordan, do you have any other questions?
While we're on the topic of gruesome cutting and everything, in game, Geralt does very regularly chop both legs off of people and the heads off of people, and people bandolier style.
Yeah, that is part of his go.
Like human beings too, not just like monsters.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Joe? Does that mean that we are ready to vote?
I think so.
I'll do it if nobody else will. I mean, I'm voting Geralt. I think he just is the better combatant in this contest. All of Riku's abilities are magic based, and Geralt actually has some anti-magic weapons, and he's also got a lot more experience both in general and with fighting other magic creatures than Riku has.
Whoa.
If
I'll fight on that magic one.
Let go.
If nothing else, only because he's older. He's I don't know how old Geralt is, but I know he's over 100 years old. However much experience Riku has, at age 17, doesn't have as much experience as Geralt does.
Are you belittling his trauma that he experienced in 3 years' time? He lived several decades in 3 years' time.
Let's not get into that.
Don't batter the judges.
Okay. But anyway, even that aside, Geralt has anti-magic weapons, and all of Riku's abilities are magical. We just talked about this. Riku has no tangible defenses like armor or shield or anything. It's all magic. I feel like Geralt is going to be able to throw some type of anti-magic spell or potion at him and then just use regular melee weapons and defeat him.
I'll go next here. Likewise, as much as I hate it, I have to go with Geralt here. I see a lot more ways he can win the fight than Riku can. And I think ultimately that gives him the edge, like Joe mentioned. He's got the potions, he's got anti-magic stuff. Brian mentioned his studying and just his abilities as a fighter themselves. Plus, I mean, we're not even talking about his kick-ass crossbow that he could pull out.
I did not bring up the crossbow for the specific reason that's his downfall.
No, but I'd say I'd have to give it to Geralt as much as I want to vote for Riku because Riku was my favorite Kingdom Hearts character. This is a tough battle. I wish I didn't have to vote.
All right. Anybody want to?
So, as I said, one of the angles that I was going with Riku is, as Alex said, you can unlock his heart. The one thing about that is, yes, Geralt might not want to do bad jobs or, go around killing 17-year-olds. But at the end of the day, this is a death battle. No matter how much goodwill Riku gives him, Riku wants to kill him in this death battle. And Geralt is going to kill him first. I gotta give it to Geralt.
For much the same reasons, I am also giving it to Geralt. I feel like even if you take out the magic aspects of this match, Geralt is the superior swordsman. He is the master of many styles. He can. He has the experience, like he mentioned, and I feel like that's going to come down to being a better swordsman in what's essentially going to be a swords versus club match. And I feel like the sword is going to win in that. So I also give it to Geralt.
It was. I'm not going to say it was
Y'all
an
wrong.
easy choice.
Y'all wrong.
It's a choice I had to make with a heavy heart. But Geralt moves on. Doesn't feel like a happy victory.
I wish there were more diehard Kingdom Hearts fans like me that know the fucking extra 37 layers to the goddamn series that would actually be like, no, I get it, Riku would win this fight.
For what it's worth, you were arguing with, I think, maybe the only one.
That's fair. I definitely think that's true.
Well, everyone, Geralt takes out Riku to move on. He will fight either Pilgor from Goat Simulator or the Spy from Team Fortress 2. Any final words from either combatants on this? This was a tough one. This was a heartfelt battle.
This feels like when Mewtwo lost to me, I'm not going to lie. But I am still happy with the W, and I will take it.
Y'all wrong. That's all I'm going to
I was
say.
gonna say.
Well, come back next time as Pilgor and the Spy take flight.
Sounds like a terrible sitcom.
Yeah.
Pilgor and the Spy.